There's a form of terrorism that most people are not discussing. The politicians nor the preachers. Pedophiles target unsuspecting families.
There is an urgent need to guard our children from sexual abuse. Please help us to protect children who cannot protect themselves. This is a great opportunity to literally save lives. Please join with us now.
We're excited to welcome to our program today Jeryl Prescott. You know her as an actress on television shows like The Walking Dead, but also the much talked about movie, The Birth of a Nation. We're going to be speaking with her not only about her journey as an actress, but what it's been like for her to share that with all of you. Jeryl, thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you, Cyrus. Thrilled to be here with you.
Well, the pleasure's definitely all mine. I want to thank our mutual friend Chris Green for helping set up this conversation for sure. And let's begin with The Birth of a Nation, if you don't mind, because that film is getting so much attention right now, much deserved from what I've been able to see, as well as, of course, what I've heard from the cast. What does it feel like for you to be a part of a project like that?
It is a powerful project, and I'm so grateful to Nate Parker. Every time I get a job as an actress, I consider it a small miracle. And this is just one of a series of small miracles in my life as an actor. Nate Parker is an amazingly generous and bold director, producer, writer. So I have an amazing amount of anticipation about the journey of this film. And it's also a full circle moment for me in many ways, because it is a historical film about Nat Turner, 19th century enslaved African, and deciding to follow the voices in his head, that he was a visionary, that he was ordained by God to lead his people toward freedom. This extraordinary man is in our American literature, and I'm an American literature professor. You know, that was my first career. And I left that to be an actress. So for me, all of this sort of comes full circle in this historical film. And it's very exciting. Very exciting.
You know, you mentioned Mr. Turner and of course the voice in his head. I mean, what was it that spoke to you, Jeryl, about being an actress that made you say this was the path that you wanted to take?
That's a wonderful question. You know, all the time that I was in graduate school, I always did theater. And I think it comes from my roots in the Black church. I grew up with a mother who was in church 5-6 days a week, and twice on Saturdays. And so usually I was with her. And in the churches where I learned to play the piano, where I learned the confidence to speak in front of a crowd, and where more and more my church community encouraged me to take a bigger leadership role in the church, and to be the leader of the choir, to speak at church, to speak on Youth Day, to deliver small speeches and things like that. And that gave me the confidence and the interest in being on the stage and having something to say, you know, being able to uplift. The applause, all actors love applause. And that's how I think began to see myself as an actress or a person on stage. And when I went to college, I did theater. And as I began to have professional jobs, I stayed active in community theater until I became a professional actress.
And now, of course, the great thing about you, and I noticed this when I was prepping for this segment with you, Jeryl, is that you have been able to be a part of so many different types of projects. Is that part of what keeps it fun for you, being able to slip into the skin of these different characters that are so different, and each one having so many different layers?
I think that's what all actors just yearn for. And like I say, it is a miracle, you know, and I feel in many ways that it's from God for me. It's so from God, meant to be, because when I decided to come to LA, people in North Carolina told me there are 1,000 Jeryls in LA. You know, you're not gonna, get any traction there. You're not 19. Believe it or not, I am not 19. Not 19. You don't fit the stereotype of what Hollywood is supposedly looking for. If they're looking for young and white and blonde and skinny and all that other stuff, theoretically.
Right.
And nonetheless, I've been able to find not only a couple of roles to play, but a variety of roles to play.
Right.
And it's a miracle. It's suggestive of the need for diversity, and really an appreciation for diversity, certainly among some people in Hollywood. And it also is suggestive of the fact that we are everything. I think Viola Davis said, we can do everything.
Right.
We have always met challenges as people of African descent, and we've always stepped into these gaps where supposedly there wasn't a space for us and created spaces for ourselves.
Right.
So it's been a fun journey, and really every profession demands that of you as a minority, as a woman, as a person of color. Every profession will offer certain challenges, and you have to go into it with a positive attitude, with the belief that God put you there for something, for some reason,
right.
and just sort of move forward.
Yeah, and what a beautiful thing. And so glad that you've been able to, by example, Jeryl, to show others, especially women, what they can do as well. And I think that's the greatest thing, not just talking about it, but being able to live that. One of the things I noticed, of course, is that you visit, the Comic-Con events, and you're able to be a part of that world, because of what you were able to do with The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
There was that powerful photo that people have been talking about recently, even about the deceased individuals. I recently spoke with Irony Singleton, and I talked to him about that journey of being a part of that project, being a part of that. I mean, what has it been like for you to be a part of a television show that really has become such a phenomenon and that continues, even after your character left us, continues to resonate with so many people?
Yes, it continues to live in my life. There's an irony there because there's an immortality that comes, I think, with all acting.
Yeah.
But this particular world of The Walking Dead is amazing, in that the Walking Dead family, fans and actors and producers, everybody, they all hold on to you, which is wonderful, and they never let you go.
Yeah.
So I always feel like I'm a part of it, even though my character died years ago.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Right.
And also the friendships that I've developed with people like Brother Irony and his wonderful wife Carmelina, and a lot of the members of the cast, those who are still on and those who've moved on. Those friendships have been real and substantive. And the show itself, I think, resonates in our culture and will never die because it constantly asks us to search inside of ourselves,
right.
to answer all these questions. What do we love? Who do we love? How much do we love them?
Right,
back to that old King quote, if you're not willing to die for something, you don't know what to live for.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to die for something. And these people are always asking themselves, what is worth dying for? What is worth living for? What is quality of life? And it's a constant, universal questioning that I think will continue to attract audiences even after the characters they love move on.
Yeah, such a powerful thing, and the fans definitely stick with you. I want to go back to how we began the conversation, Jeryl, and that is with The Birth of a Nation, because the thing that struck me when you all were doing the Q&A, when the film was showing, was that family dynamic that was there. I mean, people of different shades, different ages, being able to come together and celebrate this project. I mean, is that what made me think about that, what you were just saying about the Walking Dead family, is that also one of those things that linger with you throughout your career with every project, these relationships that you form and the impact you're able to make?
Well, there is a special chemistry on some sets if you're lucky as an actress. You walk into a set with a cast, just in theater as well. You join a cast and you feel a connection and a family, something that you miss when the production is done. I think every actor, I hope, has had that experience. It's a beautiful experience. It doesn't happen with every production, but it happens often. And that's one of the draws to being an actress. You want to go back into that again and have that sense of family and connection again, at least for me.
Yeah.
With The Birth of a Nation, I think there is another layer of family there. And I think it comes from the fact that Nate put together a group of actors. You know, he handpicked all of us. And I think he put us together and he spoke with each of us individually and talked with us about why we were chosen and how he saw this particular character living off the page. And a few words. He's a man of few words. It only takes a few words for him to accomplish that. And I think all of us as well brought to the set our own version of history, this history. And the piece of it that to me the film brings to fore in a way that no other film about enslavement ever has is the family piece. Where when we see these people, these enslaved Africans on stage, on the screen, we see mothers and fathers and children and wives. We don't see slaves.
Right.
And that's why, you know, I try not to use the word, but we hear it so much in our culture all the time.
Right.
And it's something that we've just gotten accustomed to using,
Sure.
slaves, when in fact these are people, enslaved Africans.
Yeah.
And first they are children, and then they are somebody's daughters and sons, and then they are mothers and fathers and grandmothers and grandfathers, and that is so powerful in this film that I think we all felt it right there.
Yeah.
You know, among you know, the actors and the crew and the cast. You know, all of us together.
Right.
We felt we're not just actors and cameramen and, you know, boom operators and wardrobe and costumers. We are family. We're part of a family here, and we're bringing together this family story, and we're hoping that it will continue the process of humanizing these people in history.
Sure.
And in that way contributing to, unfortunately, the perpetual need to humanize us even in 2016.
Right. Well, what a powerful thing, and what a powerful conversation with you, Jeryl. Thank you so much for making this trip to Los Angeles special for us. Again, everyone, Jeryl Prescott has been our guest. You all can stay connected with her through Twitter as well as through Instagram at @TheRealJeryl is where you all can find her there. So definitely stay connected with her to keep up with the updates about The Birth of a Nation as well as other projects. And Jeryl, definitely looking forward to our next conversation together.
Thank you, Cyrus.